All right. What's happening, guys? What's happening? Oh, all right, cool. Waiting for my boy Lauren to jump in here so we can have a little discussion about wholesalers and buyers. What's happening, guys? What's happening? Lauren, I see you just sitting that request, man, and we'll get this thing rolling. There it is. Oh, let's see. There it is. What's up, bud?
Going on, man? How are you?
Doing amazing, man. How are you?
Freaking fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. How's your year going so far?
Busy. It's busy, but it's good busy. So putting a lot of pieces in place. We're gonna kill
That's
it
what I like
this year. So
to hear. That's what I like
how
to
about
hear. You and me,
you?
same thing, man. Same thing. Getting a lot of, doing a lot of system work this year. Kind of last year was very much so running and gunning, gunslinging a little bit. So starting to put some systems together to make this thing work a little smoother for me this coming year.
I see a lot of people throwing up the fire symbol. It's exactly what last year was like. If you did systems, just
Yeah.
putting out fires every day, wasn't it?
Constantly, man, constantly. What's some things, some of your goals, real quick, that you got this year for the
So
team?
we started a 506c fund to buy real estate, and so we're going to be raising $5 million over the next
Yeah,
couple months, and then buying probably 50 houses this year
yeah,
and renovating those.
yeah,
We got an eightplex that we're finishing up renovating. We're just starting a 10-plex renovation. We got a sixplex to finish, and then 4 or 5 other flips.
yeah,
And then, as you know, I'm doing some transactional lending.
yep,
We're, with REI Double Close, and
hmm,
we're also doing some gap funding now.
yep.
I think we've already loaned out like $700,000 this year
Wow,
just for that.
wow.
And yeah, this year, like 2 weeks ago, was crazy. So we're looking to do like $100,000 worth of revenue for the transactional lending, and then loan out a couple million, probably 5 to 10 million
Yeah,
of gap funding this year.
yeah,
So.
and hell yeah. So big goals going into this year, but it sounds like you got a solid plan so far.
So far, so good, right? The worst thing about a plan is it's all well and good till somebody punches you in the face. So,
Right. If only they always went exactly how we wanted them to.
oh god,
We'd all be in a ball game here, wouldn't we?
the what separates the weak from the strong is the ones that can take that challenge and turn it into something that's positive and not give up, right?
About it. No doubt about it, man. Well, I'm always here to help and support, man. If you guys need double funding or double close funding, this is your guy. I've used it multiple times for multiple deals. REI Double Close. If you want to comment it, bro, I'll pin the comment if you want to put REI Double Close down there. But and just for anybody who doesn't know, double closing is just what you have to do when you're basically doing two separate transactions. So you're doing an AB transaction and a BC transaction. The AB is between your seller and yourself, your wholesaler, and then that BC is between the wholesaler and the actual buyer. So sometimes you have to do it if there's a big assignment fee, or there's a number of reasons why people do it. But you have to bring your actual funding. You can't use your buyer's funds for a double close in North Carolina anymore. So you want to make sure you hit up REI Double Close, man, if you need that. Shout out to Gary. What's going on, man?
Yeah.
All right, let me see. If I can pin this thing. Yeah, there we go. All right, perfect, man. Well, look, dude, I want to get into this thing. I mean, I kind of just came up with this on a whim. Our last live did really well, so I definitely wanted to sit down with you again and kind of talk about from each other's perspectives what makes a good seller. I mean, a good buyer. What makes a good wholesaler. And kind of break it down so people can understand what it looks like from the other side of the coin. Right, our buyers can see what wholesalers think a good buyer is, and our buyers can see, our wholesalers can see what a buyer's idea of a good wholesaler is, and we can kind of merge the gap that's kind of formed in between the two of us.
For sure. So I want to start with you from the wholesaler side of things. What do you like to see from an end buyer? And bigger, what don't you want to see? What are some major red flags on end buyers that you've seen?
Yeah, great question. So I'll start with the positives, right? So good things are just like Communication, man. That's something that we've always been pretty good at. Is just like making sure, you communicate your intentions, you communicate, and being an open book, right? Like that's one of the big things when I'm talking to buyers. I don't like when I'm talking to buyers and it becomes super. There's a lot of friction between. I'm just asking normal questions about, let's say I ask, what's the last time you did a flip, or do you use hard money or cash? Like those are pretty normal questions, I think, right? So when I get pushed back on stuff like that, I don't appreciate that. Usually, it gives me a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to buyers. The other thing is like when you make an offer, knowing you can perform on it, right? Making an offer that you know is going to be good after you go see that property. You don't want people making offers on your property and then coming back and trying to cut you down. You want them to see it, make an offer that they know they're good for. The other thing I've been burned on a few times is people pulling out of deals last 3 days before close. All of a sudden they can't close this anymore. So I think it's just all about communication and knowing your own numbers, right? Knowing what you're capable of, making sure you don't overpromise in terms of
Mhm.
a buyer's perspective. Sometimes to get a deal, people will overpromise to see what they can get away with.